Okay, so let's talk about activating your reality. For so long you have been existing. You have been a part of the NPC class. You have been a slave. When you die, you're going to look back on your life as if it were a movie. You're going to have to re-watch every second of your life. Of course, everyone's going to have the boring parts. Everyone's going to have the parts where they don't really want to watch them back. Okay. But you're also going to have to watch the times in your life where you missed. You missed the opportunity. I think John McAfee said it best. Opportunity you wafts by your nose 1,000 times a day. Literally, opportunity is just going like that. Most people are not even aware that there are opportunities in their life, and this is what I want to give to you guys in this video. So stop existing, start thriving. In this video, I'm going to help you activate your reality, stop being a sheep, stop being a slave, and actually get your 2 feet on the ground and get landed in this world. So let's take a picture of this guy. We've all seen the guy in a business suit on top of a high-rise building, a nice dinner with nice food, nice people, seemingly, in a city. Just look at this picture. Imagine the energy, the abundance that this guy feels, the self-satisfaction, the self-love that this guy feels. Now, I know I say self-love, and you're a bit, oh, that's a bit egotistical, that's a bit arrogant. But my friend, please realise that if you do not love yourself at the moment, you're not going to love anyone else. To be loving, to do loving things means you love yourself. Once you can accept and love yourself, you start accepting and loving others. But this guy, look, we've got a galaxy. What does this, one word, what does this remind you of? Abundance. This was me. A few years ago, I was depressed, I was lost, and everyone was always asking me in school and stuff, what's your purpose? What do you want to do with your life? And this is where, as a young man, you're faced with the infamous choice. What do you want to do? What job do you want? Now, you've got to work, right? So most people get asked, what is your purpose? What do you want to do? Most people are not even aware that there is a choice, first of all. Most people are not conscious that they can choose. But most likely, you and loads of other people, the NPC class, were told, get a job. You're thinking in this maze, to use the word matrix, you're thinking, okay, what's my purpose in life? What am I going to do? I'll get a job in X, Y, and Z. But that is the problem. There is a choice. So you have to work for your money in this world. Okay, fine. So what choice am I presenting to you? Well, you can choose to work for someone else, or you can choose to work for yourself. Most people work for someone else, and they get trapped in a job that they don't like because they're doing it just for money. But if they were doing something that they enjoyed, that they loved, and they were working for themselves, that's when the money comes. And this is why you look at a guy like this. He chose to work for himself. His life looks pretty good, doesn't it? And this was me. I was depressed, I was lost, always asked what was my purpose as a 18-year-old man. How the hell was I know to what my purpose was? Guys, if there's one thing you get away from this video, there are people no smarter than you, making so much more money than you, having so much a better life than you, and they're not smarter than you. They are thick. And when we're growing up in school and education, we look up to these people. And then they say, well, the one thing you can't say when they ask you what's your purpose, what do you want to be, the one thing you can't say is I want to be rich. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do things different. Because it, unfortunately, breaks their programming. They can't comprehend it. You're giving an answer that they've never heard before. They don't like it. And these teachers that you trust, these authority figures in society that you trust, they're just making it up as they go along. As they themselves say, no one really has all the answers. So when I started doing my own thing, when I started chasing after my dreams and attaining things that I wanted to attain and living authentically. As you can see, I went to Thailand. I started giving back to people. And there's the story of the KFC guy, KFC boy. I won't go into it in today's video because I want to get to the actual help for you guys. But he offered me such a good service, I wanted to provide for him and his family. I wanted to buy him a steak, instead he wanted KFC. Very simple. But that feeling I felt, I've never felt before, actually giving to other people, actually genuinely supporting other people and a family. I fed a family that day, that's what I did. That buzz of giving, helping, that love is a very strong feeling that really set me on this journey. Here I'm in Barcelona in Spain, pursuing my dreams once more. And what am I trying to say to you guys? In this video you've clicked to learn how to activate your reality. You already know the truth. You already know the facts of what's been going on. You've been fed a pack of shit. Everything you do on a daily basis is not you. Think of what you do: doom scrolling, watching porn, all of this, video games, feeling depressed, all of these emotional states of being. That's not you, that's not your identity. Yet so many of you have assumed depression, video games, porn, doom scrolling, being unproductive, hating yourself, hating everyone else, blaming everyone else. You've all assumed that as your own identity. But that is not your own identity. Think about it. Humans are habitual. How many things have you done today where you consciously and intentionally done them? I can break your mind for you right now. You're watching this video not because you intended to find out someone called Jaden Harris. You're watching this video because you, through programming, through habitual repetition, you logged onto YouTube, wanted those dopamine hits, started watching videos, and stumbled across this video by pure chance. But this is the signal. This is the signal amongst all the noise of someone who's trying to activate your reality. But you're acting on habits that have been reinforced constantly through to you as through your whole childhood, growing up. Since birth, you've been told stories by schools, church, trusted parents and authority. You have been told these stories of how the world is and how you should be. You've been told everything. You've been given a story, and it is a pack of shit. What this has done for you is created habits which have resulted in thought loops. So now that you realize deep in your soul that there's a stirring, there's a yearning for something more, you're constantly at war with yourself. And it's because what you've been fed, what you've been told, the stories projected onto you is completely opposite of what you want to do. And deep in that pain, you've got to find your spark, your divine spark, your creative spark. You've got to find it. And that's where the real work begins. Break the loops that you've been told, the thought loops: I'm not good enough, I can never be rich, yada yada yada. Break the thought loops and end the programming. I am rich, I am successful. Maybe I'm not there yet, but it's guaranteed. Existing is shit. Existing as an NPC, just going about your daily life, is shit. It's a boring lifestyle. It's not meant for men either, and it's completely unfulfilling. And that's why we have depression rates, suicide rates, all these negative emotions, people feeling lost, and then businesses can come in and profit from this. So you're living how other people want you to live your life. As I've said, you've had a story, thought loops and habits programmed to you by society, family, friends. You're living how other people want you to live, or how you're expected to live. But who are setting the expectations? Because they are no smarter than you, no more intelligent than you. And you are actually more ambitious than them. You are actually smarter than them. You are actually, I'd say, better than them. Because they've done you a great disservice by feeding you this pack of shit. So they will give you, and this goes for friends, they'll give you good advice, yet you see them do the complete opposite. They'll say, don't do this, don't start this business, or don't leave this job. Then they'll leave the job until you're the last one in the building. They win, and you have to watch them win, while you lose. Their life's going up, and you are going down, and then it's all your fault. As soon as you start talking about change, start talking about doing something, suddenly you're the problem. You know, have you ever experienced this? When I try to do things in my life, when I set my mind to stuff, I'd do them, and I'd do them pretty well, and I'd be very successful, and it'd happen very quickly, my goals. But then, this is when I realised the people I grew up with are fake. Fake friends, NPCs. Fake friends, fake people, fake society, everything. Pure fakery. They don't like to see you do better than them. But let me ask you, directly from me to you, have you ever tried? Because I have tried, and I've failed many times, and I've succeeded as well. But have you tried? Can you, hand on your heart, say that you've tried? When you reach death, every man must die. When you reach that moment and you're rewatching your life as a movie, when the credits roll, can you turn to whoever put us here on this earth and say, I tried, I really did? That's what you have to consider. So, how to start thriving, how to activate your reality. Your most powerful tool has never been used. In fact, it has been kept against you and working against you by the people that have programmed you. Your most powerful tool is your brain, your mind. That is where everything happens. That's where everything changes. Most NPCs walk around using the 10% of their brain, the reptilian part of their brain, which is pure impulse, pure animalistic, feed, fight, fuck. And you get trapped. And society does a pretty good job at trapping you into just enough, let's say. So your paycheck, you get paid just enough to go on holiday just enough times a year, to buy just enough things for your house if you're redecorating your house. But you can't even do this anymore. You can't even have just enough. And that's why there's so many problems, because you can't just live as a normal NPC. So you have to use the 90% of your brain, which I call the infinite part of your brain, the subconscious, the 90% which you haven't tapped into. You've got to journey from the left side of your brain through to the right side of your brain. And here is the kicker. Use it, this 90%, or lose it. At the moment, you're in a state of war. This is why you can't make decisions. This is why you're not disciplined. This is why you don't stick to anything. This is why you continue to do bad habits. This is why you hang around the same people you don't actually like to hang around with. And every moment that passes, the anger builds, the resentment builds, the hatred builds, and the disgust builds until it turns to attack you and you start attacking your own self. You're in a state of war. And if you're in a state of war, if there are bombs being dropped outside of your house, you have to start moving, else you're going to die. State of war. This is the mindset or the mind framing that I want you to adopt. I'm in a state of war. Shit, I need to move. So, what's one thing you have avoided? What is the one task you have put off in your life? What's the one thing that you know if you set your mind to, you'll be 1% better? You don't even have to be 100% better, 1% better. If you just stick to it, might be the gym. And the gym was the foundation for me. It might be to cut out a bad habit. But in order to cut out a bad habit, you need to replace it with a good habit. Otherwise, you fall back into your old habit, which is just your old identity, your old frequency. And if you want help with tapping into this high frequency state of mind, actually accessing and enabling and installing a high frequency state of mind into your life so you can tap into it when you want, I've got my 30-day high frequency operator program. It's a coaching program for 30 days. We will be going through it and I'll be working with you personally, one-on-one, to establish the subconscious blocks that you have within your own mind. These stories and thought loops that keep twirling around and you don't even know exist. And we'll be doing so much more. But it's an investment in yourself, and you have to be prepared to invest in yourself. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll catch you in the next one.